So welcome everybody, and I appreciate you joining us tonight, and also taking the time out of your day, of your evening to do this. So my name is Margaret and I'm based in Tuam in County Galway. I'm a Clare woman, do not hold that against me, and the name of my business, or our business, is Amethyst Health. So I have a big interest in energy, in massage, in well-being. I mean, you can see if you have a look at the website, I do lots of different therapies, but my main thing is to give information. If you have the knowledge and the information, then you know what to do with it. You can help your lifestyle, your life, and your friends and family. And to me, that's more important than anything else in the world. So welcome to our mini online smudging workshop. And I know a lot of people have been asking me during the week, what does smudging mean? How do I use all the different gadgets and bits and pieces? Well, you can keep smudging as clean and as simple as possible, or you can make it as complicated and ceremonial-like as you wish. So the reason why we smudge is to clean areas. If you've ever had a visitor in your home, or if you've been in a place where you kind of feel, oh, don't like the energy here, or if there's been an argument in the house, I don't know if you saw the piece I put up, a YouTube video on the Facebook page last week about incense burning. Well, most of you know that come to my house or come to retreats or workshops that this is one of my favorite incense. It's absolutely beautiful. And now I know some people that are on our workshop this evening also sell incense, so do contact them and they can type in. Anybody that works as a practitioner or selling, please type in afterwards and let everybody know where you are and what you do. But this is one of my favorites, and it's jasmine, it's Mother Earth, it's absolutely beautiful. So I used this last week there was a few words between myself and my hubby. Shh, don't tell him, he's next door. And rather than having that energy sitting in the air, you know, that kind of like, oh God, I lit some incense, just let it waft across the room. And actually you can see on the video that I put up, you could see the energy where it was caught and where it was clearing. So it's a great one. So a lot of people also say, Margaret, I can't smudge with sage or Palo Santo, which we're going to go through them all. But you can keep things very simple, very light, non-hippie-ish, non-smelly-ish, because I know a lot of people have that issue. And then somebody like me that loves all the scents, all the smells. So we use sacred plants for saging, for smudging, Palo Santo. So I'm going to hold up a few of them here. So you might have all seen the sage bundles. And if you know me, I like to go big. So this is the little one that you can pick up in the store for about $2.99. These are ones that I use because I use so much, but you'll see the twine, because I unravel mine. So I use little pieces of it, as opposed to a lot of people use the bundle as it is. They light it to a sacred flame. So they just light it and they allow it to burn like that. I personally think you get more from your sage, more from your product by breaking the little bits off, but it depends what you prefer. Sage has been used by shamans and by witches, by all types of cultures and all types of healers for years, for over 2,000 years and further back. So it's one of those things, it's a sacred herb. So what we do with it, before you begin to smudge, you know, when somebody comes to visit your home, whether it be your mother-in-law or family or friends, you like to clean your home and get it ready. So before we do smudging of any type, we like to get it ready. So how we get something like, we'll start with sage, and I'm just breaking off a piece of it here so you can see. Before you actually start to smudge, before you decide the areas or looking around your room or your house and decide on it, you need to actually you need to actually set an intention. There is a ceremony part to it, deciding what I want done. Do I want to clear it of negative energy, heavy energy? Do I want to just lighten the mood? You know, if you're not sleeping properly, if you feel out of sorts at all, hormonal we call it sometimes, but really it can be energy hanging around the house. So we set our intention, so a few minutes maybe meditating or just clearing the mind and saying, what is our intent for tonight? So our intent tonight is, I will smudge you all through the internet, that you will lift that energy from you so you can understand what's going on and what's happening. So what we do, the sage, whether it be the little bundle that you buy or the big bundle like me, the Native Americans put the sage to sleep. So the energy of the sage, and for some people this is a hard concept, for other people it makes sense. So they put the energy or the spirit of the sage to sleep so it can travel all over the world so we can use it. So what many people don't realize, you have to awaken this. If you're using a bundle, you would roll it in your hand. So you would roll it over and back like this in your hand, asking that the spirit of this sage awakens. If, like me, that you like to use small pieces, 1, it's more economical. 2, you don't need big amounts of it. You'll see when we start to smudge how much smoke actually comes off it. So what I do is I place it in my hand. Again, you can roll it in your hand. I ask that the spirit of the sage awaken, or you can rub it in your hand. When you rub it, you actually get a beautiful smell. If I burnt a piece of sage that I didn't awaken, it would smell completely different to when I awaken it, because it's doing the work, it's doing a job that we've asked it to do. So our intent is to awaken the spirit in the sage to help us smudge, help us cleanse. When do you smudge? When do you cleanse? You would do this, again, as I said, if there was harsh words said in the home. If you had people, a family gathering, and you were worried about the family gathering in your home, or friends coming, or just that heavy energy, you would smudge. Before meditating or after meditating, smudging. Before doing an energy class, a lot of people have got into the gym now, and when you're in the gym, you tend to pick up an awful lot of other people's energy, so you're coming home re-energized or wrecked, one or the other, but you've got an awful lot of stuff going on in your head. You've picked up the energy from other people. So smudging is a great way of cleansing. Not everybody likes to smudge with sage, and I have lots of other ones to use, and we will use them tonight. But sage is very strong, so if you are pregnant, or if you have a family member that is pregnant or trying to, you do not use sage, because sage is very cleansing, so it's releasing it from the body. One way you can smudge, you light your candle or your sacred flame, or you can use your matches or your lighter. I have a candle for tonight. You light your smudge, so you're lighting, can everybody see that? So you're lighting the sage. You can either blow it out like that, or it'll automatically blow out. You can see that the smoke is coming up. You can see it's just embering away. We're going to smudge with that in a little while. What I wanted to tell you about is the 4 elements that we use. We use fire, sacred fire. We use the smoke is for air. So we've got the fire element in the matches or the candle. The smoke is the air element. The sage itself is a sacred herb from the ground, so it's the earth element. And then what are we missing there? We're missing the water element. So what we do for the water element is the abalone shell or the scallop shell, which is great, but as you can see, when we use any form of charcoal at the bottom, it'll start to burn, it can crack. Even an abalone shell is the same, it can crack. Or if you're holding it to smudge like this, you burn your hand. So in more recent times I've started to use dishes, and this is especially for smudging. Or I've got this beautiful one that I won online that it's hollow in the bottom and I can put my charcoal in the top. So what do you need for smudging and burning? You need your charcoal disc. And again, this is a very basic and very simple workshop, and we can go into more detail at the end if you need it, but this is just to get everybody going. So this is a charcoal disc. How do you get this? I'm just going to step away for a second. This is how it comes. So you buy it in the shop or in the store in one of these. You've probably all seen these at some stage. This is what's inside a charcoal disc. Then how do you use this, or what does it do? This actually keeps it burning. You can see the smoke is coming up at me because I have the sage left on it. So I always get the old tongs out, put the charcoal in it because the charcoal gets quite hot and can burn your hands. Get the flame or your matches and listen. It starts to spark and it starts to flame. So you leave it like that. You can see the little amber starting. That's it starting to smolder, okay? So I'm going to leave this one to the side. And I'm going to show you one that I prepared earlier. So this is one that has been smoldering for a little while. So that's how it looks. And it's smoldering away, and that actually, as you can see, the smoke is getting stronger and stronger. That'll keep the sage alight, because the sage will burn itself out or will quench. That's normal, that's natural. Sometimes we like to over smudge, so letting it quench and letting it out is a very good idea to do as well. But using the charcoal is great. It'll keep the smudge going for longer, and we have the air element. If you wanted to start with yourself, I don't know if anybody has any sage or Palo Santo in front of them or in their house, but move away. And what I do is I always bring the smoke to my belly. So bringing the smoke over your belly, this is about cleansing yourself before you do your home. Bringing the smoke to the heart, so the emotions. Bringing the smoke to the head, so trying to clear that head of negative energy. So our belly area, or our sacral area, is all about our connection to others. Our heart area is the emotions, and our head area, that allowing those thought forms out of the head. So in your home or in your workspace, if you're in your own workspace like I am, it's fine. But if you're in a workspace where you share with others, I will show you other methods.